And thanks to you at home for joining us this hour. Very, very happy to have you with us. Colorado Senator Michael Bennet has just announced today that he is joining the Democratic presidential field. We will be speaking live with Senator Bennet later on this hour. This will be his first interview since making his presidential announcement today. Very excited to have him here on set to be joining us in just a moment. I also want to let you know that we have just confirmed, just before I got on the air, we just confirmed that Senator Kamala Harris, one of the leading contenders for the nomination, has just confirmed with our office tonight that she will be our guest on this show here tomorrow. So I know tomorrow's Friday. If you were planning on taking Friday off, the answer is no. I'm not either. I'm going to be here with Kamala Harris, so you should be here too. Today, though, some of the big news that happened today is that today we got word, I guess, that Robert Mueller henceforth shall speak for himself. At least we sort of got that word. Now, this is only a single source report thus far, and you should consider that. But NBC News is reporting, according to one source familiar with the matter, that the Judiciary Committee in the House, led by New York City Congressman Jerry Nadler, according to NBC News, that committee has begun discussions directly with Robert Mueller's team about Mueller himself coming to testify to Congress. According to NBC's reporting, previously, the committee had been trying to arrange Mueller's testimony, and they had been discussing that matter with the Justice Department, assuming that the Justice Department could speak for Robert Mueller and would facilitate his testimony. There have been multiple reports and some scathing allegations from Democratic members of Congress recently that the Justice Department has been blocking that they've been refusing to set a date for Mueller's testimony. They've been slow walking these requests for Mueller's testimony from multiple congressional committees. There's been allegations from Democratic members that the Justice Department basically hasn't been acting in good faith, despite Attorney General Barr's public assertions that he has no objection to Mueller himself coming before Congress. Well, now, again, this new NBC News reporting tonight, as yet just a single source, not yet confirmed by other news organizations, but this reporting from NBC tonight is that Mueller's team is now communicating directly with the House Judiciary Committee about Mueller coming up to testify. Now, we got word of that tonight, right after we got word of this from Senator Amy Klobuchar. And I'll tell you what this is. I will give you, here's the spoiler. This starts off kind of normal. I mean, it's really interesting. I think it's really important. It starts off kind of normal. It gets very funny right at the end, which is why you should hear it. Okay, so here it is. Here's the date. You see there, May 2nd, 2019. That's today. It's addressed to Robert S. Mueller III, Office of the Special Counsel, U.S. Department of Justice. Dear Special Counsel Mueller. Now, right off the bat, right? This is interesting. This is not something you see every day. This is on the letterhead of a U.S. senator. It's from Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota, who I should mention is also running for president. But here she is writing one-on-one as a senator to the special counsel directly. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob, I've got a thing I need from you. Dear Special Counsel Mueller, I write to request information related to the report on the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election, which was recently completed by your office. On May 1st, Attorney General Barr appeared before the U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary to testify about the evidence collected during your investigation and the findings described in your report. Unfortunately, on numerous occasions, Attorney General Barr was unable to speak to certain sections of the report or to the underlying evidence evaluated by your office. The little shade there is that a lot of people noticed that Attorney General Barr didn't really seem to know how to answer basic factual questions about the report, which gave rise to suspicions that maybe he never bothered to read it. Anyway, back to Klobuchar's letter. Quote, I asked Attorney General Barr whether your office requested and reviewed any of President Trump's personal tax documents or the Trump Organization's financial documents. Attorney General Barr stated that he did not know and suggested that I ask you directly. Now, unfortunately, Chairman Lindsey Graham, chairman of the Judiciary Committee in the Senate, has made clear that he does not intend to call you, Special Counsel Mueller. He does not intend to call you to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Accordingly, I respectfully request that you provide answers to the following. Number one, did your office obtain and review President Trump's personal tax returns? If not, did you attempt to obtain these documents? If so, what years of returns did you obtain, and were the documents complete, or were any redactions made? Number 2, did your office obtain and review financial statements from the Trump Organization? If not, did you attempt to obtain them? If you did obtain them, what years of statements did you obtain, and were the documents complete, or were any redactions made to the documents? And then this is how it ends. In addition, I respectfully request that you provide the committee with copies of any of President Trump's tax returns and the Trump Organization's financial statements that were obtained by your office to aid in our evaluation of the report and its conclusions. Sincerely, Amy Klobuchar, United States Senator. So that's obviously the funny part at the end. Oh, and by the way, in addition, if by any chance you did get Trump's tax returns and financial statements, I would like those. Thank you. Sincerely, Senator Klobuchar. I enclose a self-addressed stamped C-130 cargo plane. Please just send those my way. Now, where this comes from is a little notice, but a short, sharp, and potentially important little exchange that happened at yesterday's hearing between Senator Klobuchar and Attorney General Bill Barr. This was at the very, very end of his testimony. He'd been there for hours. Klobuchar had already had a whole long first round of questions with him. They've gone through the whole roster of senators on the committee, and they just came back for one quick final round where people just had a couple of minutes to ask final questions. And Klobuchar just bing, 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 peppered him with a whole bunch of quick questions. And I'm not sure this is how he wishes he would have responded.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney General, on April 27th, President Trump stated, Mueller, I assume, for $35 million, he checked my taxes and he checked my financials. Is that accurate? Did the special counsel review the president's taxes and the Trump Organization's financial statements?
I don't know.
Can you find out if I ask later in a written question?
Yes, or you could ask Bob Mueller when he comes here.
Okay, well, I'll do that too, but I think I'll also ask you. And then obviously we would want to see them as underlying information. During my earlier questions, we went through a number of actions by the president that the special counsel looked into.
So she just moves on. She just moves on. Great, I'm going to ask you. And yeah, at your suggestion, I will ask Robert Mueller directly. I will absolutely do that. And if the answer is yes, he got tax returns and financial statements, obviously we'll expect to see those as underlying information, right? Let's move on. Next question. Barr's just like, see what? So I think this was a good use of that second round of questions from Senator Klobuchar, right? Get him on the record on stuff. Get him on the record in this case, suggesting that the senator should go directly to Robert Mueller on this question and get him on the record. Get Mueller on the record. She should go to Mueller directly on this matter to find out what the underlying evidence was that Mueller looked at, and she should be asking him to obtain it, okay, and to the extent it matters. She gets him on the record. She gets Barr on the record, not objecting, when she notifies him that if Mueller did look at Trump's taxes and financial statements, she and the committee will expect to be furnished with those, since that is underlying evidence relevant to Mueller's investigation. Well, William Barr struggles to keep up and then swallows his tongue and then says nothing. It was this very quick exchange. That's kind of what you need to move these things forward sometimes. And in this case, that moved it forward because that gave Senator Klobuchar an opening, in fact, an invitation by the Attorney General for her to start communicating directly with Robert Mueller rather than going through him or rather than going through the Justice Department. And so Amy Klobuchar has now written directly to Robert Mueller and opened up that line of communication with his office. We shall see.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.